Good morning. It's been a really early morning. It was and a late night, working into the midnight hour, trying to get a few little things done. And it's funny, motivation, drive, and grind, and all these words that a lot of people use to um, pretend that they're an entrepreneur, or a lot of people call you a fake entrepreneur if you don't have some big, you know, sign in the sky with your name on it. I'll try to discredit you. But if you're out there getting it and you're out there doing it, good for you. If you want to and you're dreaming about it, good for you. And the guy that does have his name on the building that's bigger than anyone else, good for you. Because we're all after the same goal. And that's what I want to talk about is goals, reaching your goals. So for me, my goals are probably smaller than a lot of Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and guys like that. Um, but whatever your goal is that you're trying to reach, that hopefully is your success and your key to happiness. The way you get there is by work. I know that sounds real simple. I tried to discredit someone that told me that one time, and because I tell people all the time I work my ass off, but it's not just it's not just your work ethic, because I tell people all the time I can outwork you. And not as young as I used to be, but I am a really good worker and I can work a lot. I can work really hard for a really long time. It's just part of my genes, which is really good. Thanks, mom and dad, for that. But and not patting myself on the back or trying to gloat, but it's just a talent and an ability that I have. And some things I'm not good at, and some things I can't do. Um, but being able to stay on my feet and push myself and go as hard as I can for 10, 12, 15, 14 hours straight is just something that I'm fortunate enough that I'm able to do. But to reach what you want, you got to work at it. And you can't fear the things that seem scary. I'll give you an example. Uh, I run an e-commerce site called Minty Culture. It's a brand that I started about 3 years ago, and I've had little success with it, and I've really decided to ramp that up this year. It's a clothing brand centered around automotive, motorsports, specifically for guys who are into fast cars, more modern stuff, a younger crowd, uh, Japanese and European imports. Uh, some people will call it the stance culture. So it's meant for those guys. I'm into that. I enjoy that. But to really get that going, the best way to do that is you have to go to the car shows, and you have to have something physically to sell. And if you've never priced out a bulk order of T-shirts, um, especially in today's climate, it's really, really hard to do that yourself and not print it yourself and have someone else print it and someone else, sell you that. So an average T-shirt can cost anywhere from $5 printed up to $10 or $12, depending on the size, the material, how many colors you're getting printed, etc. And I was looking at an order yesterday that was around $2,000, and showed that to someone, and they said that's a lot of money. It is. It is a lot of money. Even if you do the math, I did the math. I'd have to sell, and this is an order of 200. I'd have to sell over 100 shirts just to get my money back, just to make that back. So the profit margin is very thin. But what that does is that elevates the brand. It's really a marketing tool. There's little profit to be made, and that profit really goes back into what you're doing. I say all that to say this. I can't be scared of that price to move forward, because it'll stop me and it'll halt me from reaching my dream, my goal to make this company grow, to make this brand grow, to make this brand successful, to make this brand really take off. And there's some other things in the works that I want to do with it, and you'll see those hopefully unfold, and I'll get to talk to you about that. But the thing is what happens if you do buy the order of 200 and you sell out, at one show, or you buy the order of 200 and 200 people buy your stuff and they tell 2,000, and then that 2,000 tells another 2,000. So you jump up, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, you've got 2 million people that know about your brand. And you can do that within a few months. You can do that within a year. You can do that within several years. I've not taken that step yet, and I'm dedicating myself, my time, my effort, my money, sacrifice and the struggle that comes with sacrificing those things and letting them go. This year is dedicated to that. So my words of wisdom to you from just learning from life and kind of encouragement of myself is, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of money. Don't be afraid of bills. That's a debt. A lot of people think debt's a bad thing. Debt's not a bad thing. It'll push you. And you have to take that on. Pay for everything you can. If you can pay cash for everything, you want a house and you can pay cash for a house, pay cash for a house. So if you want a car and you can pay cash for a car, if you can pay cash for everything, great. But if you can't, don't be afraid of debt, because debt will push you. Debt will push you to say, I've got to pay that back. But use it wisely as well. And that's another discussion. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of money. Don't be afraid of tough conversations. Don't be afraid of making that leap or that sacrifice. Maybe it is time for you to leave your 9 to 5. Maybe you know that if you didn't work 9 to 5 every single day and you went and committed to your side hustle, that it would take care of you. Now, it might be tough, might not be comfortable. We talked about being uncomfortable. There may be and there will be sacrifices that come that will be hard and they will hurt. But I found, and I think every successful person out there will also tell you that they found, it's worth it. And not only is it worth it, but it changes you as a person. It changes your ability to know what you can and can't do, what you can and can't handle, what you can and cannot suffer. And that's important. That's important for all of us to go through life and to figure that out and to learn that. And it's hard and it's not easy, but we all have to tell ourselves every day it's worth it. Because at the end of the day, as my wonderful, wonderful good friend JD tells me, at the end of the day, you only have that success and that happiness. And that can be your family. That can be providing for your family, providing for yourself, providing for a loved one. But whatever it is, whatever that happiness is and that success is and however it looks for you, you have to do what's best for you. Otherwise, you're running a rat race. You're going to be miserable. You're never going to be happy. Life's going to suck. And that's going to spill over. That pushes off on, that energy pushes off on other people. So then you make 10 other people's lives more miserable, or their day more miserable, which makes 10 other people, and then just a domino effect. And it's why our world's in such a chaos now, is because we're feeding off that negative energy instead of being positive, instead of fighting the good fight, instead of having hope, instead of being encouraged, instead of fighting through and pressing through. We're worried about playing defense instead of playing offense. So today, that's what you got to do. You got to have a goal. You got to get it. And you can't be afraid. See you next time.